Alright, first we have like navigate home page here, which shouldn't be here. The best way to handle navigation, and I myself like to use it. I'm not sure if it's the best way, but for me, like I really like it. Go back to your navigation. In your navigation class folder, a file. We will make we will add the handling of navigation here. Like we will say, for example, onboarding screen. We will need to navigate on home navigating home navigation, like, for example, and then we will pass by passing the nav controller to navigate, and we will navigate to whatever we want. For our case, we will want to navigate to home, so I will just choose navigation graph home, and now we will navigate to the home screen. But since onboarding screen doesn't have on home navigation, we need to implement it. So let's say on home navigation, or you can rename it like on get started. It will be a function, and it will be just like this. And it went back to on home. Now it works fine. Now for onboarding, instead of doing this, we will just on home navigate. On home navigate, and this should trigger our nav controller.navigate. Alright, so now we don't need this navigation homepage, and let's search for our get started button. We want to have this navigating to home, or not navigating, we want to call the view model to, where is our view model, to update first time. So we will need our view model here, but this will be highly coupled. So what's better is just calling function here, updating first time. It will be function unit instead of updating on updates, and instead of doing this, we'll just go implement it here. What's actually better, we can make like on get started button, and then we don't need to implement it. We just pass a reference here, and for in get started, we can actually have the implementation passed down. So for on get started button, we want the view model to to handle our function here, which is date first time, and I will do the same for this one, but I really don't want to duplicate. So if I'm gonna duplicate, it's kind of pointless. So I will just change this, and I'm just gonna make it on get started button, and I will take this one and replace it with this one. Now we need to have on get started button. It's gonna be just type unit, and I will do the same here. Right, so since it's kind of making a problem, I will just make a default value of empty parameter. Same goes down. Now it works fine. For All right, now for, I guess, for start. Now we need vertical layout. I want to change this to view model. So we're just gonna make it upwards, this view model, get started button on view model to update first time. All right, and for the horizontal, it should be in horizontal, not horizontal, vertical, and vertical, and the onboarding content. So onboarding content, we have this one. For the vertical layout, we have added it, implemented our case, and for the horizontal, we need onboarding content, this one, on get started, and on get started button, click, I will add it here on get started, and make it view model on get started, just get started, started button, click. It's just gonna be the same like view model, update first time, but since we have this replica, I will just make like a new, I will probably make a new function here. I will just extract it here, factor extract, where is it? Function handle on get started button, yep. Now we have our handle, which is a function for handling our get started button. And now finally for our view model, we will just make it as a parameter in our onboarding screen. Remove this val, and is required value. Let's suppose onboarding node. Now, when we press, alright, so now let's recap what we have done so far. Our onboarding screen, we have passed on home navigation. This on home navigation will be called when updating first time event is emitted. How that happens? When we call update first time, we should trigger launched effect, and launched effect will search for what event has happened, which is update first time, which will go to on home navigation. And on get started button, when it's clicked, we're gonna handle our get started button click using our view model, which is onboarding view model, which will update our first time, which will trigger this function, which will emit an update event, which will go to the launched effect and collect the latest, and which will trigger on home navigation, which is available in our navigation host, not navigation, in our onboarding screen, which will return navigate to our home screen. Let's run the app and see if everything is working fine.